All right, so welcome again. So in the last class, we talked about the job of a product manager, which is obviously to make sure that a product is successful. Okay, the strategy, the features they need, the type of resource, the type of features they need to include to make sure a product is successful, it attains its goals. That is the job of a product manager. Okay, and we also describe the product. The product is anything that solves a user need, anything that people require of. The product can also be a feature. Okay, it doesn't entirely have to be the whole app. It could be a particular section of an entire product. So that is another. That is basically the description or the definition of a product. So in this class, we want to talk about the types of product managers, and I'm going to really split everything to you so that you can look into yourself and probably get interested in any of these rules. Okay, and I explained from the onset that this class is an abstract of a course that I teach at EOTA, a product manager course. And because of today is an holiday, we are celebrating Christ. I intend to sell it at 50% off. So if you want to buy it between today and tomorrow, the cost is initially 20,000 naira. But if you want to buy it between today and tomorrow, you can get it at 10,000 naira. You understand? So I'll be sharing my screen to show you guys where we are basically learning this class from. Okay. All right. I hope you guys can see my screen. Okay, so if you are interested in getting any of this course, I'll be dropping a link in the chat, or you can just go to www.eota.io, or you can search for EOTA HQ on Instagram and just click the link in the bio. Okay, and you'll get access to the course. All right, so that's on the course. So let's talk about our class. So this is the product bootcamp for new design. That's the name of the course, and I've basically described. It's about 40-something class, class, where we described how you can become, why I thought how you can become a product manager. And so from today's class, we'll be looking at the types of PMs, and it's exactly extracted from this particular course. So somebody asked a question on the chat. Let me see if I can answer that. Does this include the product design course? No. So product design and product management are two different things or two different skills. If you want to learn how to become a product designer, I also teach that also. There's also a product design course for you to check if you want to look at that. Just go to eota.io or just visit the Instagram page and get access to the course. The first type of product managers that we have, okay, is the internal product managers. So we have the internal product managers, right? Or some of them call them internal PMs. You understand? So what are internal PMs? Any product manager that is in charge of building the tools that a particular in-house team use. Okay, they are basically product managers for the internal teams, or they are called the internal product managers. So, for example, let's say Uber, right? Uber as a company, okay, they will have their own sort of like administration dashboard or an admin app that they use to answer problems that are within that can basically they will be able to use it to answer customer problems. You understand? And the only people that have access to it are people that are inside that team, okay, or inside that company. So for example, if you look at Access Bank or any bank in Nigeria, okay, you'll notice that there's some places or there's a particular application they make use of in the banks that nobody else have access to. You understand? Nobody else have access to. They just a product manager that is in charge of building the tools that a company is using. You understand? So we call them the internal PMs. Understand? So for example, as I was saying, in a bank, okay, there's a particular application that they log into that nobody else has access to. Okay, nobody outside is going to have access to it. It's only those that work at Access Bank that we have access to it. Okay, and apart from that, there are basically internal PMs. Another tool they build is they also build tools that is used to operate the company as a whole. For example, let's say the HR needs an application that can help them with hiring. You understand? So an internal product manager will build that feature for them, specifically for the HR team. Maybe the marketing team, they need a software or they need an application or they need a program that will help them to tweak SEO. Okay, an internal product manager will build it on behalf of or for them. Okay, or maybe even the management, they need something that can see and can track the sales or track traffics. Okay, those are the works of internal PMs. Like I said, product managers don't entirely build the thing. Okay, they are in charge of making sure that thing comes alive. So in a big company, especially if the company can afford it, they will take in somebody that will just be in charge of internal affairs or internal products. Understand? So like I wrote here, there is a very great rule to start if you are just starting. You understand? So if you have a company that or a startup and you want to actually start your career as a product manager, you can just beg them that you won't be dealing with customers' applications. Okay, you're not really interested in that. What is going to make them to work smoothly? That's what you want to be managing for them. You understand? So you can have that's basically, you can actually make a lot of mistakes there. Nobody's going to really, it's not really going to affect a lot of things, right? Then secondly, you are really going to learn the basics of product management there because you're dealing with a small group of people trying to use an application and your job is to make sure that thing does not crash. Okay, it's a very small thing to cater for or to nurture. So you have all the time to make it better. You understand? 5 years, 6 years, they'll still be using it. So you basically kind of like learn project management, okay, or product management in it. And that thing is that you learn how to integrate with other systems. So there are some things that you don't entirely have to build from scratch. And at the end of the day, it's going to really still help the stakeholders you are building from the in-house team. It's going to help them to, to function well. So one of the jobs of product managers is to go and learn, third-party applications, right? So, for example, if we want to be doing meetings, okay, in-house, we don't have to build another Google Meet, or we don't have to build another Zoom. So your job as a product manager is to recommend apps that every other people can use. I hope you guys are hearing me very well because I don't know if this network is great. So your job is to recommend, other applications that the in-house team can use, and it will help them to be very functional or productive. And that thing is that it is less risky. I told you guys, because you are dealing with the in-house team, nobody's going to really mount pressure on you that, hey, something's not working, people are complaining, understand, compared to the product managers that handle consumer applications. So we'll talk about that too, right? That any user from anywhere can make a complaint and you can start putting pressure on you that you need to fix it now. Understand? So it's less risky. You can basically like start or get interested in internal PMs. Then, like I said, you have few number of people that are making use of it. So the numbers are relatively very small. Then we have another PM called the business to business PMs or SAAS
PM. SaaS here means software as a service. Understand? So you are basically in charge of building for the company's clients. So if you look at both, for example, right, we used to look for boat drivers, okay, or we used to book a ride, we used to book for rides. We are the consumers, you understand? But the merchants or the other businesses that uses boats are the business part of it or the merchant part of it. They are the drivers. Okay, so there's basically a product manager in charge of, the applications that drivers make use of. There's a product manager that is in charge of the one Uber is using to manage both of them. And there's a product manager in charge of the one that we book ride, okay, that app that we used to book ride. There's a product manager in charge of it. So that's basically like the three differences of product managers, you understand? So this business to business are people that offer SaaS, software as a service, okay, when a company is dealing with other clients. Another example is banks. You understand? So banks, they also have business to business enterprise whereby they are going to most likely hire a product manager for it. So people who build like another sort of like API to serve microbanks or POS agents, or those ones are also businesses, okay? But Access Bank or GT Bank, we consider them as a business also. So that's like a business to business relationship. Okay, so they will build their own special application that they'll be using to manage their own customers at their own end. You understand? So that's what business to business PM means. So if you look at it, it's also a very good place to start. Okay. The numbers of people that are using are also relatively very small. You understand? Except in a very, very big organization whereby they have a lot of businesses that are under them, but they are using their product. Okay. This one, you have to be very, very flexible and creative. And why did I say so? For example, just a case study. I work in a company whereby we're dealing with merchants, and because we don't have the time to build all the feature, so you know what we did? We said people can sign up. I told my engineers to build the sign-up process. When they now get to the dashboard, we'll now tell them to join a WhatsApp group, that kind of thing. And that's because we've not really finished building it. And why did I have to come with this solution? Because, that's why I have to be very creative with things. Businesses will take their time, okay, to get onboarded, you understand? So, for example, if I offer loans to other people, you understand, I have to go to bank. I'll take my time. I have to go and look for time. I'm not in a rush. Understand? I have to look for a time. I have to fill the form. I have to take my time and pass through that process. No matter how much they tell me to come back, before they'll give me that 5 million naira that I can now start giving to customers. You understand? So business to business, they take their time to get onboarded. They are not rushing. Okay, it's not extremely competitive. Okay, you know that this is the business I want to do business with. These are the people I want to do business with, and you do business with them. Understand? So at that point, you have all the time to be very flexible and be creative. You understand? However, priorities are very, very important. Okay, so when you are dealing with businesses, you don't have to build everything. Okay, you have to be very, very, you have to take your time and you need to prioritize properly. Understand? And some of these priorities are basically influenced by sales. So a CEO will tell you that all our clients, they need a voice note feature, or they will tell you they want a metrics dashboard, something you guys do not really plan for in the first essence. And the CEO will come and tell you that Damola, for that merchant booth, they said they need delivery application. Can you help me quickly build it? You understand? And that's why that's the next point said. Because of that, you have a tight deadline to deliver. So if you look at it now, for example, Mega Chicken, okay, or the Place Restaurant, or maybe super, what do they call that? is it superstore? What do they call them? Where we used to go, ICM, I don't know. Superstore, basically, all the superstore. They are basically dealing with both Uber, who else do delivery for them? Child Deck, all these delivery applications, you understand? So they deal with them as business to business. So for example, let's say I, as a consumer of maybe the place restaurant, right? Or Mega Chicken restaurant, I'm demanding that I need alarm system, or basically if I order on Mega Chicken, or if I order on some of these restaurants, I want an alarm system. I want them to be able to notify me that my delivery is on the way. So Mega Chicken will now go and tell Child Deck or tell Boat Food or tell Uber Eats. We tell them that you need to build these things for my customers because they need it. And that's where people have to start rushing to make sure they deliver that thing for the place or Mega Chicken or whoever the original customer for original client is, so that they can serve their customers properly. Do you understand? So at that point, you have kind of like you have a very very tight date to deliver, because you have other, what is it called? You have other competitors that needs to jump on it. So the last one is the one that everybody is familiar with, which is the consumer PMs. And they also call B2C, that's business to consumer or business to customers. Okay. Especially us in Nigeria, most of the startups that are being created these days, they are basically serving the users directly. And when you become a product manager, you might actually find yourself in one of these companies. Okay, so the basic difference with consumer PMs and the two other ones is that you are not really certain about what to build next. Okay, so what does that mean, right? When you start a project like, let's say WhatsApp, for example, 5 years ago or even 2 years ago, WhatsApp does not know that. It doesn't even know. I'm not sure it's in their plan that they will create a sticker feature, for example. I'm not sure Mark asked that plan initially, that he's going to create a feature, a sticker feature, or he's going to create a face ID feature, or he's going to create status. So you're not entirely sure about what to build next if you are a product manager that deals with consumers directly. Okay, so most of them are usually swayed, or they are usually building things that users demand. Okay, so you don't know what next Instagram is going to build for us based on all the feedback they've been getting. Okay, so Google, for example, look at Google. Google in their lifetime, I don't think they ever planned that AI will be answering some of these questions that we used to go and ask Google. Okay, so you go to Google and ask, how old is Michelle Obama? You understand? Google is going to load, and it will give you the right answer. But now people don't go to Google anymore. Just open an AI applications like ChatGPT and GPT and asking how old is Michelle Obama, and it's going to give you that answer. So what did Google do? Google started building an AI application that will compete with some of these AI applications that is out there, like the OpenAI, ChatGPT, and the likes. You understand? Even which other application is using AI these days? I think Quora, there are so many of them. Okay, they have started building AIs. You understand? And they're trying to basically like eliminate all these. Even Notion, exactly. Notion 2 is building AI, so I can answer some of these questions. You can see if I ask AI, okay, explain this, for example, they're going to tell me what B2C means. B2C stands for business to consumer. It refers to businesses that sell product or service directly to individual customers. 4 years or 5 years ago, we didn't even know that Notion is going to have this. Okay, originally, okay, we just go to Google and ask this question. You understand? And Google will be the one to give us the answer. But now you can ask anybody anything. Okay, and you get your answer. So that is what a consumer PM, that is most likely where you find yourself, where you'll be dealing with uncertainty. The next thing is that direct pressure from users. Okay, I remember the days when Twitter, when Elon Musk was on Twitter, when he became the CEO of Twitter, so many people are saying so many things that something is not working, their verification is not working, they can't edit their name, the algorithm is messed up, blah blah blah. And you see Elon Musk updating them that okay, in 3 days we'll fix this. We are working on it. And that's crazy pressure. You understand? So that is why that's basically the work of consumer PMs. Okay, they have to make sure they take in that pressure and they fix. Okay, so they have to make sure that they fix all this before it becomes something else, before they lose money. All right, so somebody's asking, is the 50% discount available product? Yes, actually, it's all the courses. You can get any of the course for that. Okay. So after the class, I'm going to activate it so you can just go over it and you can buy. Now, another function of a product manager that deals with consumer is that you'll be dealing with millions of users, obviously, compared to business and internal PMs, you'll be dealing with a lot of people, you understand? Then another thing is multiple platform. A product manager that deals with consumer PMs will be back and forth on how does my website look like on Android phone? How does it look like on Tab? How does it look like on Nokia C3? How does it look like on, on iMac? It's going to be looking, back to back all the platform, making sure that they are responsive and nothing is wrong anywhere. And if anything goes wrong in a consumer products scenario, okay, you can lose a lot of money, or the company can lose a lot of money. So you have to be very, very careful, and you have to be very skillful. You must be able to manage people. You must be able to manage. You have to be very creative. Okay, you need to know how to stick roadmap. Your team has to be very flexible enough to fix bugs. They have to be also very good. Okay, then we have extensive user testing. You need to test a lot before you launch anything. Make sure that you have a series of people that are testing your product before you go out. Okay, then we have, you need to keep iterating on what people give as feedback in an agile method. So I think in the other classes, we talk about what agile method mean and how to use it for your product management. So basically, these are the type of product managers that we have, out there. And if you look at yourself, you can say, well, the way things are looking like, I think I like the internal PMs because I'm starting my career as a product manager. I would like something very, very simple to start with, something that won't really mess up my mental health. I don't want too much pressure. I just want to be dealing with the in-house thing. Okay. And if you're the type who want to go really big, okay, you can basically try to intern as consumer product managers. You understand? You just want to know how selling to user, how does it feel like? You understand? How does it work? How can I scale a product from 10,000 downloads to 1 million downloads in a year? You understand? So that's consumer PM. So you need to actually be experienced before you can start a career. At least 1 year is okay. Then you should be able to become a product manager, or you need to watch more courses like this, to be able to identify as a product manager that deals with customer applications. Or if you like business applications, like you like to deal with, another business, okay? You want to deal with MTN, you want to introduce products to Access Bank, you want to introduce products to Dangote, how they can work better, you understand? You want to sell to them. That's actually where the money is, to be honest. People that build for businesses, that's where the cash is. In fact, you just need maybe like 10 clients and you'll be making up to 100 million per year. It's very, very possible, you understand? So, and clients, if you're building for businesses, you might not really have, except your product is bad, okay? You might not really have a lot of drop-offs. You understand? People don't drop off from products like that. They'll stick to you to the end. Okay. Some of them, they used to sign 5-year deal. They will serve 10-year deal. So if you look at some of this, like even in football, Okay, I'm sure Super Sports is partnering with UEFA or FIFA for for broadcasting their matches. Okay, so that's a business to business scenario. Okay, and that's a lot of money. Some they even sign 10 years. You understand? So building applications that will serve them long term, you just have to be very creative, and you need to just be targeting sales. If you know you're into like you're a sales oriented person, that will be a very good start. So let me let me take 2 or 3 questions before I end this class, and we'll talk about the final part of the class. Anybody, please just raise your hand so I can meet your mic and you can ask the questions. Okay, so somebody's asking, please, how do I market myself without a portfolio to secure a gig as a product manager? So, our flex as a product manager is numbers. Okay. When you go on Twitter or you have a website that states that you are able to lead a team of young talents, or you're able to lead a team of designers and developers, and you're able to scale a product from 10 users to 5,000 users in 1 year. So a potential client or a potential CEO will read it and will be very curious. What did you do to achieve this kind of milestone? Understand? So how did you achieve it? What did you do? So that's explanation of what you did, the kind of features you brought in, the kind of method you brought in, the type of features you put on that app to make it to make that kind of thing functional, okay, or make it successful to that point is what you'll be writing in your CV, is your flex. You understand? So that's what they want to look at. That's what they want to know. So most likely one of the things that you need to keep doing to get a job is that you need to love talking about products. You are aware about products, okay? There's this maybe what's going on, what's trending, what are people doing? Okay, how are onboarding flows? How are they fixed these days? People don't do onboarding anymore. People don't do sign up, first name, second name, phone number. Nobody's doing it anymore. Some people just bring you into their platform. Some people tell you just log in with Google. Some people say just log in with your phone number. It increases a lot of conversion. Okay. How do you convert people? You understand? So some of these things are the things you want to be including in your portfolio. You also must really love products generally. You understand? You need to keep talking about it. Let people know that you know this thing as a product manager. You know how to scale anything. For example, you always come on social media, for example, and say, if you are the owner or if you're a product manager for Kuda Bank or a big app, which is called Pocket app these days, these are the things you would have done. And you are very, very sure it will scale their users from 100 users to so users, something like that. Okay. You must also be very, very good with research. Very, very good, because you keep doing research as a product manager. And that thing is you must be very, very good with your product development tools or product management tools like Jira, Trello, ClickUp, all those things. You must also be very, very good with writing use cases. Okay, use cases, infographics, presentation, some of these things. Pack all of them, put them in a CV, put them in a portfolio, and you'll be you are good to go. Anybody can bring you in. Okay. So somebody says, do you agree that a product manager must have a design or development background? In fact, there are so many backgrounds you need to have. You need to be very good with sales. You need to be very good in business development. You need to be very good with cyber security, compliance, design, code. You need to actually know many things. For example, I, as a product manager, started as a designer. So
the essence of being a product manager is to know a product. You don't entirely have to niche, into any of these things. You understand? So me knowing it, I know a lot of products because I'm a designer. I design products. I design a lot of applications. So before I can successfully design any product, I must have done research. So I discovered a lot of things that people do, or a lot of product managers have recommended for applications. So I kind of used to put it in my apps when I'm designing, or in my design system, or things like that. So it was very easy for me to transit from design to product manager. However, there are some people that they started as a developer. So obviously, when they want to become a product manager, the first thing they will be very, very, interested in is what stack are you using to build, or what type of code, or what type of language should we start with. A product manager that has the engineering experience will tell you that, you know what, guys, can we not build this thing? Can we go and use one weird applications like that? There's an API service that we can quickly use so that I can ship faster. Or they will tell you for long-term stuff so that it doesn't really, so that it can have a good foundation. Let's start with React Native or something. So depends. Some their experience from sales, and because of they are very good with sales, when they become a product manager, all they were pointing out is that that application needs to make money at the slightest thing. Understand? They'll be telling you, please, can you put a feature whereby we can iterate and we can put discounts at any time. You understand? Or we can use affiliate links and things like that. That's the work of a product manager also. So it doesn't entirely, anywhere you are, just get better. Use it to know product at a large scale, and then you can become a product manager. And somebody's asking, is there a relationship between Scrum Master and product manager? Yes, there's a big difference. Scrum Masters are in charge of sprints, okay? Sprint tasks and sprint plannings and the likes. Okay, Scrum Master is in charge of Scrum. So Scrum is basically a type of a methodology called Agile. So Agile is a method of delivering product tasks. So there are some people that, so let me explain what Agile means. So Agile is like, if you want to, so Agile states that if you want to build a product, do it one after the other, that do it small, okay? Be releasing the updates one after the other. Understand? Be pushing the updates up. That's what Agile means. Now, in Agile, we now have two types of Agile developments. One is called Scrum and one is called Kanban. So for Scrum, Scrum basically states that before you start, you need to do sprint planning, and you need to basically put small tasks into sprints and do them within 1 week or 2 weeks, and be releasing those features every 2 weeks. That's what Scrum is. So the person that is going to make that 2 weeks happen, okay, maybe this week, maybe this sprint, which is 2 weeks, or maybe it can be 3 weeks, can be 4 weeks at times. We want to release an emoji feature. So the person that is going to make that thing happen within that period of time is called a Scrum Master. So that's like another type of or another niche in product management. If you want to do that, those ones are not really concerned about the business perspective of things or the product perspective of things, or why are they doing it. They don't care. Okay, their own job is to make sure that within a sprint, whatever they've set that they're going to deliver within that sprint, that's what they will do. So some of you that are asking some of these questions, please copy it, because when we join this class again, you might want to paste it back. So somebody is asking, what do you advise? Start with product management or product design? In design, well, depends. What's your career? Do you want to become a product manager? Or you want to become a product designer? Any which way. You can start anyhow. What's your end goal? Okay, do you want to become a product manager? If that's the case, just go for product management. You don't entirely, product management is, like I said, you don't have to become a player before you coach a team. Sometimes you can just go to a coach school and you become a coach. And at the same time, you can become a coach after playing football, or after becoming a player, after retiring from football, you can become a product manager. So that's basically it. So someone says, for someone like me with no background knowledge of tech, is starting with product management advisable. In fact, yes, you don't even need design or code. So you don't need to know all those things. Just be someone, just have these characteristics of someone that can make things happen. Understand? That's like, maybe I know how to host events very, very. I've been hosting events for my friends. If any of my friends wants to do birthday, they will call me. I'm the guy. If you have that kind of ability, you can become a product manager. Just go and get courses, know what it is, know what it's about, know a bit of tech, like have tech, ideas, basically, like know what is going on in technology or information technology in Nigeria, then you can start. So let's join again so I can answer more questions and we'll go to the final part of the class. Thank you.